Hey, good morning, guys. Tush coming at you. Friday morning, July 11th, 8:10 in the morning. We got a brisk 15 degrees Celsius outside this morning already, and 66 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm not sure what the high is for today. Well, it looks like it's supposed to be high, about 25. So, beautiful day. A couple projects lined up for today. One is the 10X fasteners. We've got a 10X fastener kit here that needs to go back on the car. This will probably be a little bit of a challenge. They've got to go basically around the car. Some of them are quite tight access. I mean, here's the access hole to get the 10X fastener fastened here. So yeah, it's not a lot of room to get a wrench down there, so hopefully we'll not scratch the car up. Some of them are a lot easier than others, obviously this one and the ones along the back, but these ones can be a bit of a challenge. Of course, with the extra paint layer in there as well, I'll probably need to do a little filing of those holes to get the screws in for the fasteners. We're just going to concentrate on these ones on the back. The ones on the front are actually a screw-in type. They actually go on top of the capping that goes here. So there's actually a big leather capping that goes here, so we won't worry about those. The other project I wanted to do was the accelerator shaft. So we've got a bunch of little pieces here that we need to get fixed up. We've got some new bearings for the shaft, and we've got to figure out whether we want to paint those bits first, because I know if I paint them, I'm not going to be able to get that piece on, or I'm probably going to wreck the paint as I slide that through. So we'll have to figure something out crafty to do on that thing. And the other thing I wanted to work on today was getting this, we've already started priming this out here. This box that is for the pedal box and the master cylinder, which goes in here. So traditionally this box is white. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's supposed to be a white insert that goes in there. I think I'm going to paint mine black. I like the contrast, so I'm not a purist, and there's going to be a lot of other little additional things that'll piss people off on this car, so we're just going to go with a black box in there. Most of the components are black anyway. We've got a black and silver wiper motor here. We've got the master cylinder here, the clutch slave cylinders, clutch and brake slave cylinders here as well. So quite a bit of stuff happening in this area, so you don't have to forgive me that that's going to be black. So that's what we're working on today. We'll start with those three projects and see how we do. I'm sure they'll take me a bit of time. Like I said, these are going to require a little bit of little fiddling to fit. That will definitely require some fiddling to fit, and got to do a little painting on that project first before we go ahead and do that. Then we can got the pedal box all ready to go, so that's good to go. We've got the wiper motor good to go, and I've got the brake and clutch master cylinders ready to go too, so that should go together fairly quickly once I get that other piece painted. Alright guys, that's it for now. We'll give you an update along the way. I've got to actually go out to Home Depot or somewhere to pick up a few things. I want to get some rubber washers for these guys. I actually picked up a rubber washer when I was in the store the other day. I wanted to make sure that I could actually fit it through and still get a nut on the other side. So I don't know if you can see that or not. So we've got a few little rubber washers that should protect the paint when I crunch these things down. So I've got to go get some of those, and I've got to get a few other little bits and bobs. Alright guys, so just working on the installation of the 10X fasteners, and I've decided to go against the black washers. What was happening with the black washers is they were expanding and then splitting, so that's not going to work. So we're just going to go directly to the paint. It seems to be working okay. I'm putting a little lock washer on the nut behind so I don't have to get back in there again. So I have a suggestion for you amateur TR3 restoration people. Get yourself a pair of locking forceps. They work really good to get hold nuts basically way down in there, to lock the nut on and then thread the stud in. It works quite well. So just a little tip on those. They're a couple bucks, but they're invaluable. Hey guys, Touch coming back at you. It's just after 1:15, and the throttle shaft's now in, and we'll have to paint it in situ, because there's no way it would be possible to actually get the throttle shaft in there painted without scratching it up. This bearing actually slides across from this side all the way across. There's no way that I could get that across there without scratching the paint. So we'll have to figure something out. We'll have to mask this off, and we'll have to paint it as it sits. But she's in, and I'm happy, and we'll move on to the next project. Just a quick update. We're making progress. I actually found my little light. I'll get to that story in a minute. But Kenny, Street Roto 100, had asked me a question about what I'm doing when I'm drilling holes. I'm actually painting. I've got a little touch-up pen here. And what I've been doing is if I've been drilling into fresh metal, I'm actually coating the edge. I don't know if you can see that in there, but I'm actually painting the edge of the holes so it doesn't rust over. It'll help anyway. I'm sure it'll probably still rust, but it'll definitely help. All right, guys. Hey guys, just come up to 3:30, and I thought I'd give you a quick update. So tail light is on. After all that fretting and searching, it's not as good as I remember it. It's got a bit of pitting in it, but it'll do for now. So it's on the car, and pedals are in. So I just got to hook up the springs. Haven't painted the pedal yet, and I don't think I'm going to bother because that'll just wear off really quickly. Windshield wiper motor's in. Clutch and brake master cylinders are in. And we, of course, got the throttle shaft in, and we got it painted. That's looking good. So we'll move on to the next thing. I'm not sure what that is yet. We'll dig through the parts bin and figure out what we want to do next. Alright guys. Hey, good evening guys. Tush coming at you. Just got a quick update for you. Just closing her down for tonight. It's about coming up to 8:15. And we got a few more things done in the car. Nothing major. Just sort of moving along. I think I've showed you everything on the bulkhead, so this is a little something new. This is the steering shaft support, and we've got that going in, as long as a few other bits ready to go for tomorrow. I think you saw the pedals in. Anyway, we've got, I had to clean the escutcheons up. I wasn't happy with the way they look, so we sanded those down and painted those this afternoon, so those will be good to go for tomorrow. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow, is we'll finish up the escutcheons. I think what we'll do is we'll pull that, before we go too much farther, we'll pull this, the wiper rack back out, and we'll clean that up and reinstall it, because I think tomorrow we may want to actually start getting the wiring harness out, getting serious. I think we'll bring the wiring harness out and we'll start feeding that through the grommets where it needs to go. I've already got the dash support brackets ready to go. The dash and all the gauges are ready to go. Those were projects long done, probably a couple years ago actually. Those were winter projects that I did. So those are ready to go. So I think the wiring harness might be in the works for tomorrow. That's it for tonight though, guys. We'll get back out here, like I said, bright and early tomorrow, and we'll continue on that dash. After we get the dash in, I think the body will have to go back on the frame. That'll be it. Just got to make sure that I need enough room for access to here, which I'm using as my lifting point, so I got to make sure that I can still access those underneath. So that's it, guys. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Night.